welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what's up? My name is Tiara. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieved this look. I just forgot to film an intro and I'm running late to lunch because I decided to do a get ready with me, which honestly I think came out fantastic, so I'm not mad about it. So if you're interested on how I achieved this makeup look, then just keep on watching. I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera. One, because I didn't want this video to be too long, and two, because I'm in the process of growing my eyebrows out. So they look a little hideous and I have to do a lot to kind of get them to look like this. I've been growing my eyebrows out a little bit. I really, like, naturally when I do my eyebrows, I kind of have them like a little bit, I don't know, like a little bit bushy a little bit. I feel like it just fits my face a little bit better because I have like such chinky eyes, and then I wear like these big eyelashes and it just looks weird with really thin eyebrows. So yeah, that's that on that. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys what I use for my face. I talked about this in my other makeup routine, but I use the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer and it looks something like this. And honestly, this is like my go-to face primer. It just goes on really smooth and it makes my face feel so soft and, like, I don't know, it just feels like almost like silicone, and it just like glides on your face. So this has been my favorite. Honestly, I haven't really tried any other ones, so if you guys have any recommendations for me, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, I used this, and I used, to conceal my eyes, I used the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Cool Tan. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that LA Girl Pro and I'm just going to put it on my eyelids. I like to prime my lids with a concealer, and before I used to use an eyeshadow primer, but that was cool, but I felt like it was almost too sticky. I felt like my eyeshadows didn't really blend properly when I used one of those. I feel like when I use my concealer, it's just right, and I feel like I start with like a nice flat surface. So that's what we're gonna do today. And then I'm gonna apply a little bit of my banana powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on my lids as well, just to kind of have like a balanced base, if you will. Where are my brushes though? So I'm gonna start with my Black Radiance blush. I always use this as a transition shade. I feel like I've showed you guys this multiple times, but this is the blush. I'm just gonna pack that into there very lightly. I'm gonna blend it out. I just like this as a transition shade. I can't find anything like it, so I will always use this. But it's also a tip for you guys that if you guys don't have, you know, any eyeshadows and want to still complete these looks, these very gorgeous looks, you can use blush, you can use highlighter. There's so many different things that you can use in order to get, you know, a nice transition shade, or just eyeshadow period. So yeah, that's what I like about makeup the most. I can really play around in it. There's no real rules to it, and that's why I like it the most. And I'm gonna dip into my Wet n Wild All Natural palette. It has beautiful shades in here. I feel like I showed this before. Take this brown right here. It looks like a light purple on camera, but it's for sure a brown. And I'm gonna pop that in the outermost part of my eye. Okay, so I went ahead and brought you guys a little bit closer to me so you can be all up in my face. But I went ahead and applied that deep brown in the corner of both eyes, and they blended out really nicely. You guys probably seen 1,000 tutorials on this, so I won't explain too much, but I'm just gonna take my concealer and I'm gonna cut my crease right here, and I'm only gonna go halfway because of the look that I'm doing. I only want it half cut. I'm going to be applying this pink shade in my All Natural palette, and I'm going to apply it all over the lid. Now, with these specific shades that are glittery like this, they don't really show up on my eyes that well. I mean, as you guys can tell, it just kind of looks like almost like a shimmery nude color. You can't really see the pink in it, So we're gonna go in and fix that in a little bit, but I'm just packing that all on there and just really trying to get that color to show. And sometimes you have to go over it like 2-3 times, but you know, the color will show after a while. This color is really pretty actually. I think I've used this one other time and I might have used it as a highlight, honestly. But this looks so pretty right now. And then I'm gonna go back with that same blending brush and I'm just gonna kind of blend right here a little bit more. You guys know it's all about blending, so I'm just gonna kind of blend everything that I'm doing together so it has a seamless look. I'm going to be using this Hang Fang. I don't really know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's called Hang Fang, and it's kind of this shimmery, white, almost silver eyeliner, and it looks something like this. And it just comes off as like a really like silvery kind of liner. Really cute, honestly. But although it's a liner, I'm going to apply it to the same part of the eye that I put the pink, just to kind of give it a little bit more shimmer. And I'm just gonna apply it all over the lid like so. Get a little closer to you guys so you guys can really see. But yeah, I'm just going to apply it to the same spots that I applied that pink shadow. And I'm just gonna kind of like give it a little. This, honestly, I want to try this as a liner to really see how it, you know, works. But right now, this is so cute. Yes. Super cute. So we're gonna head on to the skin. I was either gonna use my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Chestnut. This is what I use when I don't want like too thick of foundation or I want something really, really lightweight. This is what I use. But you guys know I can't stop using the Matte Poreless Maybelline foundation in the color 360. This is my go-to usually. We're gonna go with the foundation today, just because we're going for like a full glam look. We're gonna be using the Seraphine Botanicals Luminude Skin Illuminator, and it comes in this little bottle. I got this in my Ipsy package not too long ago, and I really wanted to try it out today. So I'm just gonna be applying this to the skin and really seeing what it does. Oh, interesting. So this is kind of how it came out, almost like a foundation or like a BB cream. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Oh. That's interesting. I don't really even know how to feel about it. I can't tell if I like this or not. I mean, it definitely does a good job at illuminating. I feel like my skin is definitely, you can see the little speckles of, what would you call them? Like, just like little shiny like speckles. And it does a good job at illuminating, but it kind of turns my skin like an ashy color. Just a little bit though, not too much. It's just kind of, I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter since I'm putting foundation over it. I definitely thought this was gonna be white. Let me just start by saying that. I didn't think it was gonna come out any type of color, but not too bad off of my skin complexion, but definitely making me look a little bit like ghostly, if you want to say that. But other than that, it definitely does illuminate. let's try to apply some foundation on top of this. I'm just going to be using my beauty blender to bounce all of this foundation into the skin. Let's see if the illuminator really does its job. Like I said, I've never used this before, so I was kind of, I don't know what I was expecting. I definitely didn't think it was going to be colored, but wow. I actually think I like this a lot. It does give that illuminating kind of like moisturizing look, and you definitely can tell that I have something more than just foundation on my face, but it actually helps with the coverage, which is kind of surprising. With this foundation, I usually have to apply maybe 2 or 3 times, which I'm still doing just because like naturally I'm used to it. But after like one good application, it makes my skin look really good. And sometimes that's hard for me because my acne marks and my scars are so honestly, I've had them since high school and they're so old, but they're so like prominent. You can really see them. And a lot of people have been telling me to use turmeric, which I haven't tried yet. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try it. But I'm scared to try different things on my face because I break out really easily. I have really, really sensitive skin. And anything that I use, I can tell you right then and there if it's good for my skin. Like my skin will start freaking out like, what is this? So I pretty much stick to the same products when it comes to my face. Now with my eyes, I'll try a little bit different things because I don't have too much of a problem with that. So like my eyes and stuff, I'll use different stuff, my eyebrows, even my lips. But when it comes to skin, like especially my cheek area, definitely not trying new things. But I will try the turmeric and I'll let you guys know if that does help. I'll try it probably for a month before I can give you guys like really good feedback. So yeah, it gave me a nice clean finish. And I do look a little bit glowy. I'm glowing. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I'm going to include this in my everyday makeup routine. This is my go-to. So I'm just gonna apply that underneath the eyes, on the forehead, and on the chin a little bit just to highlight those areas that I want highlighted and blend it out with my beauty blender. And sometimes when it comes to like eyeshadow looks, I like to kind of take my concealer and blend up like that because I like my eyes to kind of give that cat eye look, and when I blend my concealer like up and out, it really kind of fixes this section right here that I've kind of got a little bit messy with when it came to my eyeshadow. And I'm going to apply this on my forehead, on my chin, and down my nose a little bit. Yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. And you guys see how it just really like cuts right here, so you guys can like really clean up any area that you want right here with your concealer. It doesn't have to be you don't have to go in and like add it specifically. You can add it when you're doing your concealer and it'll just clean it up for you and give you a nice finish, as you guys can see. Okay, so now that we have the face on, everything is looking nice. It's coming together. I think the skin looks really flawless, really hydrated, and yeah, I'm cool with how everything turned out. I've talked about this in every single one of my videos. This is like my go-to setting powder. It's the Barista Banana Luxury Powder, and it looks something like this. I don't have the top on it because I can't find it right now, but yeah. It looks something like this. And I'm just going to be taking this and applying it underneath my eyes, on my nose, just all the places that I need to set. And I told you guys earlier that I apply my powders before I apply my foundation, which I didn't today because I really wanted to try the illuminating powder just to see what it was going to do for me. So I wasn't paying attention. But usually I do powder before my foundation and after my foundation. I think multiple makeup artists can vouch for me, but if you have oily skin, that's like the best thing to do. It really helps keep your makeup on all day and keep everything in place, which I have a hard time with because I'm oily. I really like matte finishes. They really do it for me, so we're gonna try to get a matte finish with this one. Normally I would bake because usually I do skin before eyes. Today I did eyes first, so I'm not gonna bake. I'm just gonna kind of apply it where it's needed and keep it pushing. So I'm just going to add some of the powder that I use, and I usually don't talk about my contour powder because I don't think you can get it anywhere else, but it's the Sue Devitt Studio Triple Seaweed Loose Powder. And honestly, I got this from my great grandmother who is no longer here with me, so I can't even ask her like where she got this from because I literally have no idea. I found it and I've been in love with it since because it's really my skin tone. It fits really nice on my face. It doesn't break me out, and that's why I always go back to this. I've tried other ones, but honestly, this is just my favorite. And like knowing that it was my great grandmother's just makes me feel good. So I don't really talk about it too much because I don't know where you can get it. I'm gonna look it up, and if I do find it, I'll definitely put the link in the description box. But if I don't, just know that like you guys can use any other powder. I use the Bare Minerals powder. Let me find it. I use the Bare Minerals powder in the color Golden Dark, and I've showed you that on my everyday makeup routine. So that's kind of like close to what I use. They're the same color and they're the same coverage. So if I'm not using my Sue Devitt powder, I'm definitely using my Bare Minerals powder. I'm just gonna take that and apply that to my cheeks. And I don't pat off the powder because I want it to really sit in there and soak in there. It's a loose powder, so it doesn't really, you know, give me too much trouble. But yeah, I pat it in there and then I pat it up. So get in there really deep and then pat it up. And that's how I get my contour. Then I kind of do my chin and my facial area right here, and this really like gives you a nice shadow. And I have a little bit my face is a little bit lighter than my body. You can't tell right now because I have foundation on, so I just kind of bring it all the way down to my chest and just rub it in. It's a really good powder, y'all, and I can't use any type of powder. Like I said, my skin's so sensitive. So I gotta use something that my skin's used to and that my skin likes, and this is it. My skin knows when this goes on, we almost done with the tutorial. I'm just kidding, but my skin is used to this, so I'm not mad at it. I'm just gonna blend this up and out, and then I'm going to contour my nose. Now, I used to contour my nose with a concealer. I used to use an LA Girl Pro concealer, and I can't remember the name. It's somewhere in this mess, but I used to use that, and it was too muddy. It like transferred and like made my contour look so harsh, which I hated, and that's why I stopped using cream contours and I started using my powder as a contour. So when I contour my nose now, I just kind of put it where I need it, right here up in my nose, and just kind of pat it in there. This has worked the best for me. Maybe if I had a different concealer, or a different cream contour, it would work better. But like I said, the one that I had was way too muddy. Maybe it was too dark, but I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. So yeah. Cool. The look is almost done. I'm going to apply a little bit of my blush. You guys already know I use my Black Radiance blush in the color Warm Berry, and I'm just going to apply this onto my cheeks, the apples of my cheeks. If I can find my brush, that would be great. And just kind of pop that in there. I fell in love with blush like 6 months ago. I used to hate blush because I wanted a really matte look, and I felt like blush just made you look like a clown. But then one day I just tried it again, and I was like, oh. And I apply it on my nose. And I like that because it just gives me a nice flushed look. Apply that on my cheeks. Super cute. I look flushed, but like, I'm flushed, but I'm here. I'm fabulous. That's what it's giving me. Flushed, but fabulous. Ooh, flushed, but fabulous. I like that. So now I'm gonna pop into my 52 Speechless palette. And this is just a highlighter palette. I've showed you guys this once before. I'm going to be using this cinnamon color right here. I feel like it works well with the shadows that I used today. So I'm just gonna pop this on and put it on the apples of my cheeks right above my blush. Just pop that right here. Oh, so cute. I literally love this palette when it comes to my highlighter, like highlighting and stuff like that, because it just does a really good job at like blending the face together and making it all like one, just gets it together. Okay, I know y'all see me going, so I don't really have to even say it, but this palette is the shit. Love it. I'm going to be applying a little bit of that cinnamon, and I'm going to apply it right here just so I can have a little shine on my brow bone. Really brings the whole look together. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back and touch up my eyes a little bit. I'm going to apply some of that Black Radiance Warm Berry blush, and I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes right here and just kind of smoke it out a little bit. Now I do this sometimes, but sometimes I like a nice plain under eye. I think that because of the lashes that I usually wear, which are a little bit heavier and a little bit bigger, I try to have a plain lash line at the bottom. But for this look, I think I want to warm it up a little bit and add a little bit of color. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of that red Warm Berry underneath my eye and just kind of warm it up a little bit. And I'm gonna drag it up and under like this. And then when I get closer to the innermost part of my eye, I'm going to take this skinnier brush and I'm going to apply some of the pink eyeshadow that I had underneath the liner that I used earlier, and I'm just going to apply that in the innermost part of my eye. And the reason I'm using this brush is because it really can get in there and like sit it on your waterline like you want it to. I'm going to have to bring my mirror a little bit closer because I don't want it to get too messy, but yeah, I'm just gonna drag that under there and just kind of like brighten up the inner corner a little bit. So the lashes are on, the look looks nice. I love how this eye look came together. I'm really kind of excited about it because I never did anything this kind of bold or whatever you want to call it. So I'm kind of excited how you guys take to it on Instagram and everything like that. But what I do want to do before I head on over to the lips is use my Wet n Wild highlighter in the color Sangria Castles. I always tell you about this, but this is like my go-to. It has a nice shimmer, and honestly, I've had this for years and still haven't hit palette. So yeah, this really brings out my highlight. Like I can use any other highlight and I always have to put this back on top. It just looks so cute. Like it just makes the whole look come together. So yeah, now that I'm glowing, you hoes can't tell me nothing. Just kidding. But now I'm gonna go ahead and add my lip. Now the problem with this is I don't know what lip I want to use today. I usually do a gloss, but I'm thinking about doing a matte lip today. So I'm just gonna kind of go with it and see, you know, what happens. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. So I have this matte lipstick that I got from my local beauty supply store, and this is the, I think it's called Knick Knack. This is really old. I haven't worn this in a while. Like once I stepped away from matte lipsticks, I went straight to glosses. So I haven't picked up any matte lipsticks for a long time, but I definitely knew that this purple color would bring the whole look together. So yeah, this is the color Millbrook, and I think the company is called Knick Knack. And I'm just gonna apply this all over the lips. Definitely a matte lipstick, and it's drying my lips out so bad right now. But like, look. But I'm not mad at it. So yeah, this is the color that it's showing up on camera. It's like a pinky purple, which I felt like went good with the lip. So yeah, this is the final look with the hair. I like how the curls kind of came out, and they really curled up before they're really like flat. So yeah, I'm loving how this look came out. Definitely let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. If you've watched this far and still have yet to subscribe to my channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!